I also brought some fry bread in case anyone wants to come try it. We can also, get up a few pieces, but it's really amazing bread. It's freshly made this morning, so if you'd like to come up and try it, you're more than welcome. Yes.
Do you have a preference whether you're called Juaneno or Acjachemen?
Well, I don't think there's necessarily a preference, but yes, it would be, the Acjachemen is the pronunciation of it, but the Juaneno Band Mission Indians and the Acjachemen, yes, to follow.
Question, how much of the area is it?
Oh. So it covers all the way from down here, down south, all the way up to far as Long Beach. So it's yes. So it's a far strand to go all the way up, but yeah, all the way up to Long Beach. So some people are not aware of that. That it goes the land that we used to walk on was not just locally south. It's more all the way up to Long Beach as well. Yes.
Do you have like a headquarters building or location?
So right now we have our tribal office. It is located in the city of San Juan Capistrano. As a lot of you may have known, the mission, our ancestors helped build that with the adobe. And that's from years and years ago, but it's a beautiful mission to go look at. And they have a lot of fossils and just everything to show how it was built from the ground up. And I think it's a really good opportunity if you haven't gone there yet.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, well, that can vary. So right now we're in the process of going through our roll call, and it's hundreds of us, definitely, but we're still getting that exact. The bread, it has flour, sugar, oil, yeast, and water. It's amazing. So typically, and that can be, served with butter and honey, or it could also be used as like a foundation for like almost like a taco, right? With like beans and lettuce and cheese and all of that. So, you guys want to break it up?
I have a question for you.
Huh?
I have a question
Oh,
for
okay,
you.
of course.
So how can everybody here work in a more symbiotic relationship with the land?
So I think that's a really good question. I think that, we get so caught up in our day-to-day with just, trying to go places and get to one location over the other, of course. But I think that, picking up trash and being mindful of that and appreciation to the ocean and, just continuing that foundation, that if you've already started or have not, just continuing that, because that's what, we do too. And I think, even when it comes down to like, the nature, the flowers and doing stuff, it's like still showing appreciation to the flower, just, sometimes you may think it sounds silly, right? But, appreciation to the ocean, talking to the ocean, talking to the flowers, and, when you smell the flowers, thank you, and showing that type of appreciation. Oh, I think there's some more I have some more too. I'll go get some more.
Liana.
I'll go get some more.
Liana.
I have a question. How can we get involved with your tribe in any way, or how is it like? How can we support you, or?
Well, a lot of the things. So I'm one person, right? But I'm a part of a whole council. A lot of things that we do. We have weekly council meetings. We go over involvements that we do with the community. So I think if that's something that would like to do in the future, we can definitely, speak to other councils so we can start that process. But I think, That's a hard one to say because I'm not too sure, right? What but I know you have some more future events, right? That we would love to be a part of and being involved, and bringing our community out too to be a part of that too. So it takes a big community, not just one, right? But it does take one to like you have started this, and so enforcing it, because now look at the crowd that's here, and it's so awesome. So I'm excited.
I have another question.
Yes.
And so what traditions have you carried on then from your ancestors to now that you're teaching your kids?
So there are, I truly wish that I was a part of there's our native tongue. There's beautiful, beautiful songs that we know, and that, some of the elders, they, speak the native tongue, and we're trying to, get our kids, sorry, somebody can't hear me. We're trying to get our kids more involved in that, and that's a big part of why I wanted to get my kids involved. A lot of the elders know those songs, but we sing the songs, we do gatherings, we also get like acorns, and we make rattles, we make clapper sticks. I was gonna bring one too, but I was in a hurry. So that's something as simple as a stick, and putting, kind of splitting it and then using it to clap to make music. Like I said, we're still actively involved in the community. And yeah.
I have another thing to say. So maybe on our Earth Day, you can help teach us how to do basket weaving. That would be a fun thing.
Yes. Sorry. And we also, we have, I think it's about once a month at our tribal office. We hold basket weaving over there as well. So if any of you are interested in that, you can definitely be a part of that. You don't have to be Indian to attend. So it's really awesome too, making the baskets, and they will even kind of color them so that you could, instead of it just being a neutral wood color, you could make them really colorful and pretty. And so we built also making necklaces like this one as well. This is one of the elders that made one. But yeah.
No, I'm done.
I have 2 questions. Do you guys have a social media presence?
Yes. So we have a website. It's jbmi.com. If you go to Google, it'd be the first search engine that's there. We also have a Facebook, and it has a lot of the details that we are involved in. Just worked with a nonprofit that took us out whale watching last weekend. It was amazing. The kids loved it. I was excited. I was in the back on the boat screaming, yeah, seeing the dolphins jump up, and it's really beautiful.
And are there any specific locations within the range of your tribe that has special significance to you guys?
Yes. So over there in the city of San Juan, there's it's Putuidem Village. So over there, they really, you'd have to go see it, but there's the beautiful, beautiful oak tree. It's so beautiful and gorgeous. If you haven't been over there in the city of San Juan, it's beautiful. Definitely. I'll show you after. We can look it up and you can see the huts and stuff. Unfortunately, there was a burn though. There was some damage that occurred where some of it had burned down, but they're working on rebuilding that foundation.
She had a question.
I was just wondering, what are some of the practices that your tribe do to help preserve the environment?
So we're still, like I said, we are involved in a lot of we're involved in a lot of organizations. We're still, trying to making sure that, the land and the ocean is still being preserved, and what's to come in the future. Because when you think about the future, right, there's so many things that is happening every day that we also have to, preserve that, because, a lot of our tribals, family that have passed are still buried, and so we have to still preserve that, and making sure that that's not disrupted, and I think that's a big part of it.
So are you talking more about like lobbying or like protesting, or are you talking more about, what I'm asking is more like, what are some of the rituals that you guys are still doing to help preserve your tradition as well as the land? That's what I'm trying to find out.
Oh, okay, sorry. As far as, you know, preserving it in that aspect, I think it would be, well, so a lot of us still, you know, grow sage, and not just wild sage, but also go out to the oak trees, and we'll get a lot of the youth together, and we'll go and actually like ground that, you know, trying to think, oak trees, and for rattles and for clapper sticks, and so trying to still, you know, preserve a lot of that stuff, because it ends up just becoming trash, right? But to us, it's still so important. You know, the also like seashells, right? Those are big to us as well. Our tribe was, you know, known for the ocean and being around that. So, you know, with the seashells, a lot of that, you're gonna see a lot of our skirts and dresses. You'll hear them as you walk. They have shells and they're making noise too. So it's so beautiful itself. I wish I had some with me to show you.
Can you talk about the significance of the rattles and the clapper? Like, besides making and being music and recycling and reusing them, how does it tie into your culture?
So our culture, as far as you know, preserving it and not just treating it like it's just trash, you know, teaching our kids and helping with that foundation, but more honing in, I can't really speak on that, but to a certain extent, yes.
Thank you.
Of course. Is there any other questions?
Just one more. Do you know of any books that provide the history of your tribe that you guys are proud of as a single book that represents the history?
I wouldn't necessarily say that there's a book that's, you know, on our tribe, but I know that they are teaching it, you know, within college platforms right now. And it's actually one of our chairwoman, Heidi Lucero, she's a teacher, so she's actively, and I mean actively involved with, you know, making sure that it's taught and still opened up to the youth. But not necessarily, you know, we don't have a book. I wish. Be beautiful. Yes.
I figured out that the recycling that we do for 12 years provide everything all in the same place. And do you know much about that? Like, they really
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Pardon me?
I can't hear. Sorry.
Okay, so I moved to an apartment that didn't have recycle. So I scattered all my recycle and I tried to go to the dump to see if they had a recycling place. And the guy said that it all goes in the same place. So I felt like crying. I was like, are you really sure? And he's like, yep, I work here. It's all a big show. So do you know much about the recycling? Like,
I don't.
is it all the cities that just put on a great show to recycle, or just Sacramento?
I don't know that, unfortunately. I don't know what their process is for the recycling process. I hope it go to a good,
I know. I was
right, and being reused in that type of form, but I'm not too sure. Any other questions?